Welcome to the Two Boots Word Vault podcast. I'm Timothy Young. In the fall of 1988, the Minnesota Men's Conference was especially potent. Our headliners included Robert Bly, James Hillman, Robert Moore, and Etheridge Knight. For me, it was even more exciting. Bly focused most of his presentations on the deep material meaning of the poems of William Blake. Poetry shined at that conference. Etheridge's poems shook the men's hearts with his passion. I was able to bring in fellow Minnesota poets Thomas R. Smith and Roy McBride. Here's a recording of their part of the Evening of Poetry.
I'm Thomas Smith. Is this, do we need this? Maybe not. Okay. Doesn't sound like a mic to me. I'm going to do two poems about marriage. That's been coming up a lot, especially for the group that I'm in right now. This is a poem about early marriage, very early marriage. In a canoe on Clearwater Lake. Each stroke of the paddle raises the coolness of autumn. Reeds brush the sides and bottom of the canoe. Even those stiff and brown with age bend as we pass. You and I, married only these few days, float above so much we do not see. Our small craft drifts negligently when we do not stir the water.
Nice.
What's that? I'd rather do it later sometime because time is limited here. I'd do it on request for anybody. Okay. This is a poem about conflict early in the relationship. When I first got together with my wife, and we had a real battle with her parents. And this poem was dedicated to her courage. It's called Your Courage. Your skirts flew outward in the dance, then back to your thighs like a lover's hands. Your breasts and hips and shaken hair gave my desire a voice to speak with. When summer came, a Ferris wheel climbed from the river with its lights dripping. One night, we all slept at your house. Would you like to come into my room? Saying you would live with me, the face you'd shown your family fell away. Your parents rose threateningly, raised fierce masks of the church. Wanted you to fly to Detroit to be shamed. Don't go, I urged, scared too. Fear advanced, bunched like fists, like clouds. From then on, in order to find each other, we had to fight that darkness that had entered our house. Though I still don't know if it came from my dark blood or your courage. There was a lot of fear in there, as you could hear. I'm kind of an expert on fear of love. I have lots of poems about that, but this is one of the first poems that I wrote in which I felt that fear leaving me. It's called The White Turtle. It's in 3 little parts. The stag's antlers branch in cool forest shadows, the static channels, the unburning, bone-tipped flames. The stream bed in the desert receives the flowing rain, and blood flows visibly in pink candelabra on the white turtle's shell. I travel between unseen shores, swimming at dusk, fearing neither mouths above nor mouths below, buoyed by the dark, feeling my body spread itself like a dark hand. I have a poem here which is from a group of poems I wrote celebrating the fallows cock. Tall mullen. This is a prose poem, so it's a little looser than those that I read before. A tall mullen. You know what that plant is, everyone? No? I describe it in the poem, but it grows often by the sides of roads and near railroad tracks. This stalk has nothing of the sheltering mother curve. Small things lodged between its stem and leaves are less received than accrued. It includes them thoughtlessly in its ascent. Petals, bits of old leaves, insects in morning torpor, the salt fields of dew. It is manly core, pith, backbone, a straight line ruled from the ground. Purposefully it rises, or allows itself to be raised by some god commanding uprightness, up through successive layers of hairy leaves sheathing in fierce flame-like postures, the vertical mystery. It is a means to something. Its emblem, the long cluster, a cob that crowns the pole with yellow garlands drawn from all its gleaning, its dying and returning from death. The mullen blossoms emerge from hard bud shapes that concentrate the whole plant's resolve. They repeat the penetrating yet womb-like space of copper culture pots. They are a cry from the lake at dawn that separates the darkness. Thank you.
Floor, door, steps, sidewalk, streets, cars, 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 trucks, buses, trains, planes, ships, elevators, escalators. We pass each other without speaking, pretending we're not headed for the same place. Through the traffic, 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 traffic. J-Bus, rocking down K Street, full of loneliness. Shopping bags of loneliness, boxes wrapped in loneliness. J-Bus, rocking down Hennepin Avenue, loneliness. Exact fare, no change in the traffic, 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 meet a woman walking over on 3rd Avenue by Fair Oaks Park. It's around 10 o'clock, dark, and she is so frightened, it frightens me. Should I stop, run away, say I'm big, I'm harmless, though big, black, full of the same fantasies that fuel the fire, the fear, the tear. She jogs away. I slow down, want to crawl under the ground. A pleasure to get back to my cell, away from this traffic, 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 traffic. Mama told that girl not to go downtown, but those bright lights, city nights, she could make it, she could take it, she could dance, she might find romance. Mama told that girl not to go downtown. There's too much traffic, 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 traffic. Hey girl, 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 hey girl. Traffic, traffic, traffic. The eyes have it. Sad eyes, bad eyes, mad eyes, beautiful eyes. Downtown, uptown, around town, on the edge of the freeway, on the edge of the decay, on the edge of the underground, on the edge of downtown. Black, white, red, yellow, and brown on the edge of the traffic, 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 traffic. That's a piece of... Thank you. I was coming up here, I didn't know where it was going, but I knew it was a special place. Didn't know how special it was, but maybe we don't know. The poem, life is what we can never imagine happening to us. And you are what I could never imagine happening to me. It was 20 years ago today, Sergeant Pepper taught his band to play. They had style, called themselves the Beatles. Getting high, getting strange, fire on the horizon, strangers in a strange landscape, integrate, congregate, in the summer of love, summers of convergence, create new nations. It was 200 years ago today, Sergeant Pepper taught his band to play. They had style, called themselves the Constitutional Convention. forefathers and motherfuckers, yours and mine, setting rules we learned in school, free enterprise, democracy. This great nation, our great nation. It was 2,000 years ago today, Sergeant Pepper taught his band to play. They had style, called themselves the Way. Long hairs with bread and wine, preaching immaculate convergence. Peace and love in all the nations. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. One more piece for Robert and for all of you. I wrote this for a wedding for Milton and Connie De Jesus, who will be celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary this year. I have to remember that. It's coming up. I have a goddaughter, Carmen Inez Concepcion Miranda De Jesus. 15 now. And this is I wrote for their wedding called This Man, This Woman. This man wants to love, wants to be loved, wants to love and be loved, wants to love. This woman wants to love, wants to be loved, wants to love and be loved, wants to love. This man and woman want to love, want to be loved, want to love and be loved, want to love. Thank you.